Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today we are looking at, well, this is the new starship that I have kind of created here. So, as we kind of look through this, and hopefully I can do a good job at doing this because trying to do this on the floor, my pool table's all messed up from the old ship. I have pieces all over there. I went with a very boxy design on this one. Just trying to make it a lot easier. Kind of thinking of a mixture between the Danube Runabout and the um, was it the Area class or say like the Raven class, depending on where you're looking at it and what you're used to it being called, because it's based off of the USS Raven, or actually I believe it's technically classified as the SS Raven, seeing that it is a science ship for civilians. This being somewhat of a hybrid, taking all keynotes from the Danube class runabout and kind of mixing the Raven for kind of little, placement of the warp knowledge cells, as well as for adding cargo space is really what I'm looking for. Just a small little transport shuttle, a little bit more cargo space than what we originally had out of the Danube class shuttle. Now, obviously, you can tell this is not complete in any regard. As I swing around here, we do have 4 chairs. I don't have any consoles in here yet. I'm going to have to print stuff off, get some pieces in here, but this is kind of the base that we started with. And unfortunately, I have not gotten back to working on this because I've been kind of busy with other things and all that. We do have a bathroom with a head and a sonic shower sitting up here, as well as the captain's kind of quarters. And then we have 2 bunk quarters. So both of these are identical. We have bunk beds in there. So just kind of keeping it at that. I have to get some extra stuff in the back here, so I have plenty of room in the back. I do want to get a small medical area, if for nothing else, 1 or possibly 2 beds for someone to get healed up. These sides, I'm thinking one of them might become either my transporter. I was thinking about putting the warp core inside on a side like this, but I'm thinking that I might just try and fit it up on top, because the idea on this is we're going to use 2 warp cores from the Danube shuttle. So we'll set them side by side up on the top. That way, if something happens to one, we still have one to get by, and possibly maybe even get a little bit more of the same speed or a little bit better speed out of it. Now, the nice thing that I did, and I had to re-engineer a little bit of this, is I kind of get up and I will place this in front of our shuttle here, so we can see our shuttle. I don't remember if I showed you the shuttles, how I had kind of redone them. I have 2 different colored glasses here, so that's a little different. This is all nicely rounded. Kind of keeping it there. I left the colored bricks here for denotation as to which one's which. This doesn't really come off, so it's just there for the looks. I wanted it to be a little squat, mainly because I want it to fit into the cargo bay. So as I lift this up, you'll be able to see we have a nice big open area here, and this is underneath. So kind of keeping it at that, so we have a nice big open area. Now, keeping in mind, this is a kind of step through, so I have to get some stairs to go up to the top level, and then this steps down a little bit, and my intention is to probably brick this all in yet. I have not gotten that done, but we do have our second shuttle, and we have a ramp in the back, so that way I can drop the ramp and I can bring the shuttle in. But this shuttle bay also acts as my cargo bay. Kind of, instead of trying to have a self-contained cargo bay and a shuttle bay, I figured I'd put them together. I just have not figured out what to put in here. Seeing I have some room there, like I said, I do have to get some steps in there, but beyond the steps, then I will have to figure the rest of it out. So the nice thing is I can have my cargo bay sitting here, as well as the top area sitting right there. So I figured this could be made in a modular style and give us some nice different variations of it. And my thought is I'm going to call it the Hunchback. So that means it's going to be based off of fantasy creatures for ship names. So I'm thinking that this one might be the Wolfhound. So that's kind of the thought. Now, if you notice, I have these, I have the black smooth 1x2 plates. And that's acting as a nice little buffer there, so nothing sticks together. I can just set it on top and it fits in. My original mistake, and I will spin the top deck around. My original mistake was I came all the way out to where the back was. What I needed to do is I needed to come in a little bit, so I have a little step in there because of that. And then I had to place on the bottom. Hopefully get this so you can see it. I had to place, if for nothing else, at least a little buffer here. So this piece right here keeps everything kind of snug, but it allows me to take that in and out without having a major problem. I had it a little too tight before, and it was very difficult trying to get that piece in there. So just kind of leaving it how it is. Now, the nice thing is my shuttles are small enough I can get both of them in there. Technically, I think I'm a little shy on that door to be able to get them in and out, but it's just the whole playability to sit here and say there's that. The thought is if I'm doing a Star Trek themed kind of role-playing game, I can use this as my base ship. So something small, something fun to have fun with. But seeing that we're working on the ships, I want to get this finished off and try and start working on the carrier. Hopefully I can start getting the pool table all cleaned up, so that way I can get more stuff going there. And then we'll have to figure out what's going on with the camera, because I noticed in the last couple of videos I was doing with the camera, I'm starting to have some glitches there. I think it's more the laptop, not the camera, because I'm having other issues too with the microphone. So we just have to deal with it as it is, and we'll get it all worked out. But in the meantime, we'll just kind of go through a little bit of training stuff. Trying to train myself to figure out what I've got going on here. Got like a little picture on the wall there for the captain. Trying to make it a little bit more homely. Just kind of going from there. So with that being said, this is our ship so far. If you have any recommendations of things to put in there besides my medical beds, please let me know in the comments. With that, thanks for visiting. It's always wonderful having you here. Hope you're doing well, and I will see you in the next video.